Hi guys, I really hope that everybody's feeling a little bit better today. And yeah, and I know you're just trying to get through from minute to minute here, especially if you're in the advanced stages. But let's talk today about, Edwin, I know you keep asking me this question, how can I get out of fight and flight? And you really realize, like, I didn't know that what was happening to me was that my body was stuck in fight and flight initially. I knew that, I was diagnosed with AFS, and I knew my instructions were to stay as positive and grateful as possible and to not have any stress. But I didn't know at that point specifically that I was stuck in fight and flight or freeze. That came somewhat later. But now that I know that that's what was happening to me by my symptoms, which perhaps some of you can relate to these sensations, I would say to my partner, I feel like inward in my body that my foot was on the gas and I couldn't get to the brake. Like there was no brake. Like inwardly, my systems were on high alert. They were just so revved in my body, and I could not get it to calm down, no matter what I did. But this is telling, at least for me initially, because when I had the serious crash that took me out of the world, there was something in me, and I know I've mentioned it before, that I put on YouTube, and I immediately went to like nature sounds and very gentle music. Like innately, my body knew and my mind knew what it needed. It wanted soothing. So to all of you that are in this stuck mode, I want to mention what I learned while I was going through this journey, that there's something called the limbic system in our brains. Oh, let me just back up for 1 second. And I want to say, like, there isn't like an overnight thing that you're going to do that's going to get you out of fight and flight. It's going to be a process, and you're going to have to do things over and over again in order to help your body to calm down. And many of you have children, many of you have demanding careers, many of you have tricky family life, many of you have, you can't just remove yourself from the world and be taken care of. I fortunately was able to quit my job. We had to hire somebody to come in to like make food, go grocery shopping and stuff like that for us, because my partner worked constantly, and because I couldn't do anything but stay on the couch or in bed. So not everyone has that luxury, and this is a lot of the reason why I like to talk about this, because I try to put myself in the shoes of others that don't have this type of setup. So for any of you that are in this, it took you a while to finally have the massive crash or the crashes along the way that finally brought you to, not being able to work and so on. And you still have to manage with children, perhaps working a little bit part-time, taking care of yourself as well as having demands put on you. And believe me, my heart goes out to you all that are in this space. But while I was working on healing this, I realized it took me a long time to finally get to this place. But I too had some mini crashes, like 2 previously at different ages, where they were so severe that I couldn't work either. And I didn't know what was going on. Back then, it was just labeled again like depression or anxiety, and that's what you thought it was. And these crashes just built up over time and then finally happened because of too much stress for me in various situations over the years. So I'm just mentioning that too, because perhaps some of you had had some, mini crashes throughout the years. So this could be your first major crash and you're at young ages. I know people are crashing, earlier and earlier with the stress of life these days. And, we know it's all a different world. But when I was told to stay positive and grateful, I want to stress that, because when you are staying as positive and grateful as possible, it has a physiological effect on your body. It's sending messages to the body that it's safe, that it can calm down. And the more you put soothing things into your mind throughout the day and night, it's signaling to your body that it's okay, that it can relax. That doesn't mean it's going to relax, because like I said, it's a process. And when you're in such a state of fight and flight or freeze, everything that we're taking in through our 5 senses is highlighted. It's, that's why you have such intense reactions to sunlight, or to hearing someone talk, or to hear water running in the sink. It's such heightened a level of response in our bodies to those, what would you call them? Stimulation of any kind is just exaggerated to such a level where you're just I remember, like I said, hearing water running in the sink. I was like, okay, I could just jump out the window right now, because that is how our body is just taking in that information at such a heightened level. And we have to work continuously on getting our mind and body to feel safe, so it can go more into the parasympathetic system of rest and digest. And there is a great video I'd love you to watch on the limbic system. It's fascinating. It really, I just found it fascinating, and it helps you understand the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system really well, and the guy that explains it is great, and he makes it interesting with drawings, and it just will do a lot of good for you to watch it. And the other thing was, when I was looking for any type of help with my illness, I ran across this program called Dnrs, and it really deals with the limbic system. And I think you should check her out. Her name is Annie Hopper, Hopper. She gives a great talk. It's a talk that she does on, it's a Helsinki convention. I'll put a link down too for you to check her out. She does a great talk at a conference in Helsinki that I just loved. And then I started to look at the testimonials, and the testimonials blew me away. They were amazing. And I want to put that out there. I did not know about the DNRS system until I was feeling quite a bit better on the LAM program. This is not probably something you can do right away, especially if you're in advanced stages, because it requires some work. But you know what's great about them? You can tell them about your situation, and they can work with you. They also have one-on-one coaching. They also have group, a group kind of system, and they will tell you, they may say you should wait, or they may give you like a smaller assignments. And the program is not expensive as far as programs are concerned, and you could just talk to them. I will include a link for that program as well in this video. Like I said, I would not have been able to do it being so ill initially for quite some time. But I continued to work with my mind. I can't stress that enough. If you can't get your mind to help your body to calm down, it's going to be a lot harder. You have to work with your mind continuously. And I just want to, I know I say that a lot, because it isn't easy. There's nothing about this that's easy. And you have to work with whatever circumstance that you're in. Say you have children, say you have a job, say you have demanding family life. Work with that. Learn to say no. Learn to say no. Learn to say you need help. There's so much of our personalities that are people pleasers, and always feel like we have to take care of somebody, and we don't have any boundaries. We don't even know what those are. And there's such a variety of situations that people are in. And then suddenly, you have this on top of it, where someone says, oh, by the way, you can't have any stress. It's like, well, when I heard that, you can't have any stress, I feel like life has stress. How can you avoid stress? But you have to do the best you can to, with it. And that's the piece that everyone is on their own journey, and they have to figure out how they can create space or just take more breaks from the computer if you have to work, whatever it is, eat better, whatever you can do that's healthy, you will have to try to introduce that into your life somehow. And, you know, I did the LAM program. I didn't know anything at that time about another program. You know, someone says you have adrenal fatigue. I went to Google it. They came up and I joined the program because I didn't know anything else. And, you know, I had my own unique experience with LAM. And, but as you grow and progress and you research, and I know there's Dr. Neville, you know, after a while, you know, there's a lot of people that do Dr. Neville's program, and there's a lot of naturopaths, there's just chiropractors, there's just so many people that feel like they can, you know, tap into the AFS, you know, illness or chronic fatigue or fibromyalgia. You know, everybody's got their own little thing that they, you know, program that they have. So, you know, what works for one may not work for another. And it's totally up to you to, you know, figure out how to get through this. You know, you may want to start talking to a therapist, whatever. But, you know, it is good to talk to somebody about how you feel. You can always come here and share how you feel. I'm definitely always willing to listen to how you feel, just to share, get your thoughts out, say how you feel to somebody, because, you know, people can get tired of hearing you like complain, like I don't feel good or whatever it is, like I'm depressed or I'm anxious. You know, it depends who you're with or what your situation is, you know, but I always feel like at least sharing how you feel with someone is very helpful, that can understand you and not get upset. I think that's gigantic. Again, when I started, you know, everybody has to choose their path. And what I did may not be what somebody else does. I know what I did to heal. And when you are healing from this, it takes some time. Because, like I said before, it takes time to get to the place that you're in now. And we have to change. That's one thing every day that I have to do, is I have to be conscious of my thoughts, my feelings, the stress that I have. I have a lot of awareness constantly about this to this day. I still say, you know, should I do that? You know, is it worth it for me to do that? You know, I check in with myself all the time. Just awareness. And because I feel, for me, I never want to have this experience again. So I have to have a lot of awareness around it and self-reflection. And just remembering that I can say no. I don't have to be like someone else. I have my own unique personality. And I can put a boundary in. And I have to change. I have to be aware of what works for me. Because I know a lot of us are type A personalities. We'll just keep people pleasing, try to keep up with the Joneses, and wear ourselves out. or people pulling at us like, you have to do this for me, or, we have to learn from this experience that we are valuable, our needs are valuable, who we are and what we feel and what we think is valuable. And somebody may not like the change that's happening to us, because you lose yourself, especially in advanced stages. You lose kind of who you are, like, who am I? I certainly did. Who am I now? Like, you're detached from the world for quite some time, and then people just expect you to just like pop out, and you're like, oh, she's back. It's like, I'm back, but I'm definitely a different person from this experience. And I think that's been such an interesting piece for me, is that when I came back out in the world, I think there was just like expectations put on me that she can do exactly what she did before. No. It was all a process. And I had to learn to become me and feel okay about it, because I had changed. I wasn't that same person anymore. And I still work with it today, because I'm different from this experience. And I know that a lot of you feel different, trying to go back out in the world. And it's like, people have no idea what that's like. Like, I remember thinking like, okay, maybe I'll be able to go out and touch this tree that's in the front yard. That is mine. The tree is like, like 15 feet away from the house. And I was like thinking that way. Or maybe I can take a shower today. Or maybe it's all right for me to brush my teeth. What are you supposed to be like after all of these experiences that, like I said, we all know it takes time to heal. What are you supposed to be like? And I don't know anybody that, besides all of you, that have this experience or going through this. I'm not bumping into people that, have serious AFS like I did. We can relate to each other at least. That's what I think is huge and valuable. You say something to me, I understand it. I had it. I felt it. And to me, that makes you feel a lot better. That makes you feel a lot better. It's like, oh, I'm not alone. Someone else felt like this. And it feels so bad. And I feel so hopeless. And I don't know what to do right now or the next moment. Like all those things that you think, I thought. That's true connection. That's true connection. Because we feel the same way going through this illness. And I'm going to put those links in. I'd like you to look at them. When you're ready, if you're up to it, just start to know a little bit about the limbic system, your parasympathetic system, your sympathetic nervous system. It's important to get this knowledge so that you understand more about what's happening in the mind and body connection and why your body's doing what you're doing. And it's such a growth. It just makes you feel like you're gaining more knowledge about the mind and what it does to the body and why it's so important to try to help to soothe your mind through various things that you need to do. So I'll include the links. I hope this is helpful. And Edwin, I know you're going through such a tough time, as many of you are, but let's work together on this. It's a process, and it took you some time to get up to this place, so be patient. And any questions, concerns, let me know how you're doing. Reach out. Let me know if you have anything you want to say or share. It can benefit others too. If you could please like and subscribe and give me a thumbs up, I'd so greatly appreciate it if you enjoyed this video. And please take care, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.